medical attention when I leave you bleeding. Throw a monkey wrench in your program, crammed up your ass, and it's just too fast, son. Catch it back.
Everybody, it is me from the UK, and I'm sitting here with Donovan throwing rocks and hide his hands speak. And this is the second edition of Don't Believe the Hype, where we ask you to go beneath the surface of what you're being told to see if it's actually the truth. So don't take our word for it. Don't take their word for it. Go find out for yourself. And so to get right into it, last segment, we talked about Donovan's infamous black queens. And so it's funny because, as I said before, we never talk about we never discuss what we're going to talk about before we get here in the studio. And so I spent a little bit of time on Facebook this morning, and one of the first posts I saw was from a Facebook friend who basically said he understands why black men go and be with other races of women because there's less stress.
Yeah, I saw that.
It's less stress, and, and then within the comments and stuff was a lot of comments. Men were saying, yeah, we don't have to argue with the women, blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. Of course, there was women who
be challenged, our manhood be challenged.
Right. And of course, there was women who took exception to it. And I was one of those women. Mm-hmm. And so I said, instead of going back and forth about, well, black men this and black women that and all sort of stuff, I just want to try to educate you brothers on, from my perspective. I'm not saying I'm right. I'm just telling you from my perspective of how to properly love a black woman. Because I think that's what's really missing. We spend so much time talking about the bad things about each other instead of really getting down to how to properly be in a relationship. And so I was listening to Erykah Badu this morning, and, one of the lyrics she was saying, and it says, if you want to feel me, you better be divine. Give me water feed me water from my mind. Okay. And so I thought, well, that's awesome. I'm going to lead with that. And so what does that mean? And I'm going to paraphrase. Okay. If you want to be with me, you have to be something too. Because that's what I see a lot. And one of the black men within this comment feed says, you know what? It's always the black men that's talking bad about black women who live in the ghetto themselves, or who are hood themselves, or who don't have a job themselves, or who got 11 baby mamas themselves, and so to this point, it's like, well, if you're trying to be with me, you should be who you're asking me to be too.
True.
You should be divine. And so what does divine mean? It means of, from, or like God, or a God, godly, saintly, excellent, and delightful. So if you can at least be those things, then I think at that point you can take me to task about who I'm not being. And so then there's the other side of it. Okay, well, if you desire to, because some of those men too will say, well, I want to be with a black woman, but ain't no good black woman around, which is some total bullcocker. Okay. But if you truly want to be with a black woman, maybe you just don't know how to. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Because as I always say, just from my personal experience, I've been with men, and I've only been with black men. That's all I've ever been with. And so I don't know what it's like to be with a white man, a Mexican man, or any of that kind of stuff. But I always say the men that I've been with have taken me through the shit.
Okay.
I mean, I like you guys don't want to get me started again because I've already gone through that. But for those of you guys who've never seen this show or heard me talk about it, I have been in relationships. Like I said, I've had, dudes take off with my car, my money, leave me at work when they're supposed to be picking me up. I don't mean to laugh. Doing drugs. But it's funny now. But, it's like doing drugs, losing jobs. Oh, I ain't got no job. Or lied about even having one in the first place. And again, as we talked about last segment, that was my fault for not trusting and verifying rather. But so I've been through it all. Gotcha. The cheating and the copious amount of things. And so it's like, I don't know if y'all properly know how to love a black woman.
I do.
Well, I mean, maybe I'm just saying y'all in general, but we gonna because I got like 9-ish things on here.
So I have a question.
Yes.
How does a black man properly love a black woman?
Well, let me get down to it, brother. I'm glad you asked. Okay, so this is just my personal opinion. Number one, y'all got to be sincere and honest. Now, I'm saying y'all. I'm not saying you specifically, unless you feel like you fall into some of this bullshit I'm about to list off. So when I say be sincere and honest, don't come representing something you're not or something you've never been. Don't tell me you're a teacher and you're really a bus stop attendant.
So if I say I'm a pharmacist, I should clarify street.
Yeah,
pharmacist.
that's what I'm saying. Don't tell me you looking for a God-fearing woman and you the biggest devil running around on 2 feet. You know what I mean? Be sincere, be honest about who you are. You know what, young lady, I really feel you. I really want to get to know you. Okay, what do you do? Well, I'm a manager at Walmart. I, work at McDonald's or whatever.
I'm between jobs.
Even if that's your situation, don't lie to me.
Okay.
Because when you're not sincere or honest, you rob me of the opportunity to really get to know who you are, and to make that decision on my own. Okay, you're between jobs. Then that gives me an opportunity to say, well, why, brother? Why are you between jobs? Oh, well, I got laid off.
I just came out of prison.
All of that. And whether you came out of prison, you fell out the sky. That gives me the opportunity to say, okay, I want to entertain this guy, or I do not. Okay. But when you lie to me and tell me, oh, I've never been to prison, or I'm working, but you got all this free time, I see you on Facebook all day long, because I'm on Facebook all day long. How you working, brother?
Right.
And you on Facebook and you posting every 5 minutes. What kind of job you got? Even if you own your own business, that allows you the time.
I'm a barber.
So even barbers are probably on Facebook less than anybody because their hands are moving.
Right.
So that's number one. Be sincere and honest. Don't misrepresent who you are, what you do, or your background in it. Be forthcoming. Give me the option to say, okay, I want to get to know more, or you know what?
Don't take your choice away.
Right. Okay. Because when you lie to people, that's what happens.
So all that weave, and we take all that stuff off, and you ain't who?
Listen, brother, we ain't talking about women right now.
Right, gotcha. But what about?
Well, I think.
No, I hate that. The what about?
Okay, but the what aboutism, right? But since you threw it in there, if a woman is wearing a weave, I think you're pretty good at telling if a woman's wearing a weave.
Oh,
right?
I know when a woman's wearing a weave.
That don't mean she bald headed.
No.
Maybe she just wants to wear a wig. But does that disqualify her from being a good woman?
No, but it disqualifies for being with me.
Because you don't like weave.
I don't like
okay,
weave,
well, that's
right.
honest. But that's something you say when you're being sincere and honest. Since I think you're very beautiful, but for me personally, it's not a woman
working.
who wears a weave and a wig is not somebody I want to be with.
Right.
You're honest. You don't just go get the draws and then you say, you know what?
Yeah.
I don't like your wig. Well, you should have said that before you hit it.
Well, when I was hitting at the smell that came off of it.
You know what? Knock it off.
Sorry.
Okay. Number 2. Okay. Be consistent, brother. Be consistent. If we was getting to know each other, you was texting me and calling me, and we was communicating all throughout the day. And I can't wait to see you. I just miss you. I love you. Don't fall off. Don't have it be 2 and 3 days. I ain't heard from you. I text you, and then you finally text me back 3 months later, talking about. Now, obviously, I'm being funny, but you text me back in not a timely manner, or you're missing in action, and when I do call you, you don't answer.
Well, the signal, I was in a canyon.
Yeah. The Verizon don't really have no towers over here. I was trying to call you, girl. I was trying my hardest. I knew you was going to be tripping if I didn't call you. And all of that, and then 4 days later, you finally call me. Be consistent.
Consistency.
Because, like my dad told me once, he said men often get accused of cheating, which they probably really are, but they often get accused of cheating because they're not consistent. And as a woman, I'll just be honest, women, we our minds go off in left field. We emotional creatures, and we, I call it that I Love Lucy conclusion.
Right.
We draw a conclusion from something very minute,
right, and
make it very grand on the other side of it. And it's really just because you're just being inconsistent. You may not be cheating, you just
or he's not paying attention, right?
Yeah, so be consistent. If you were around for the most part in the beginning, be around for the most part in the end and in the middle. Just stop. Don't drop the ball, okay? Gotcha. That's number 2 on how to properly love a black woman. Because let's be honest, most black women, and I would say women in general, but I'm speaking about black women, have issues. A lot of them, a lot of the issues were given to us by just the things that we've gone through in life as a black woman, just dealing with, different dudes, some of it through our fault. So we need that reassurance that you're going to be around. You're going to be consistent. Okay. Number 3 is be loyal / faithful. I mean, don't cheat. What you smirking for, brother? What you smirking for? Is my list? Can we
No.
on number 3? Is that
Yeah.
are these
No,
two
I mean,
harder things to follow so far?
I mean that's I agree with it. You shouldn't cheat, and I'm not making excuses, but it is inherently programmed into a man to mate with as many women as
Okay,
possible.
so let's say I believe that bullshit.
No,
okay,
it's in the Alan
Okay,
Kingdom too.
I have to take your word for it because
Yeah.
you a man.
Right.
But have you ever cheated?
Have I cheated?
Yeah,
No, I've never.
Why haven't you inherently cheated?
Well, because the woman that I was with did everything that I wanted her to do.
Okay, and that's fair. But I would just say this: even if you are one of those men who fall under the guidelines of, well, shit, I got to have me 2 or 3. Let's go back to number 1. Be
Gotcha.
sincere and be honest.
Right.
Sister,
I want you on the side.
right, you a beautiful woman, but I'm just not that dude. I'm not that dude that can be with one woman. I got 2 or 3. Would you mind being 4?
For 7 minutes, I'll make your life.
Yeah, but then
spectacular.
within number 1, you give me the option to say, hell no, I'm no. Or yeah, sure, I'm busy too. Yeah, you got Wednesday and Thursday available. I can do either one. You know what I'm saying? You give me that option.
Right.
But don't come to me talking about, oh shit, I'm loyal. I never cheated on my woman. I love my woman to shoot. Can no another woman take me from you, guy?
Yeah.
Don't.
Speaking for myself, when I commit to that person, through
Right.
thick or thin. That's just number 1. Also, in how I was raised. So
That's how it's supposed to be. If that's what you say you're gonna do. Now don't lie to me. Oh yeah, I'm a one woman man and all this other stuff. All that David Hollister bullshit. I'm a one woman man. And then you're not being consistent.
Right.
It's because you're cheating.
yeah.
In
my defense, if I'm with you in a relationship and we're breaking up, and I say I'm done, and let's say we're married and I'm done, and I go meet somebody else, that's because I'm done with you. I'm not.
And just say
right,
that.
I'm done.
It's gonna hurt.
Right.
It's going to hurt. Donnell Jones has a song Where I Want to Be, and
Yeah.
he talks about that. Listen, I'd rather leave than to cheat. Just be upfront. I know it's gonna hurt you, but this is the situation. But if you want to properly love a black woman, because black women will say, and I know black women cheat, but we ain't talking about them right now. Don't cheat on me. I hear that a lot from black women, especially saying, men ain't no good. They all cheat. They all
No,
this.
that's not true.
I know it's not true, but I hear that a lot. And so if you want to properly love a black woman and get that queen, as you were saying before, you're going to have to do some of these things, okay? Now, well, not some of them, but all of them. And so far, we're on number 3. Is that a hard list to follow so far?
No.
Is this doable?
It's doable.
Okay. So moving on to number 4.
Based in reality. Good.
Number 4, I think you should be knowledgeable about something. Remember when we was in school, we understood when we got out of school, but we didn't understand then why we had to do current events.
Yeah.
Like, why do we got to do this? Why do we got to know about what's going over there in Fiji? Or whatever the case is. But when you get older, it's because it was a conversational piece. It made you more fluid and able to communicate.
In different groups.
Right. And so be knowledgeable about, for one, who you are. Have some knowledge of self. Have some knowledge of a functional relationship. Have some knowledge of who you're supposed to be in that relationship. Have some knowledge of the world. Just have some knowledge. There's nothing more frustrating than to talk to somebody and the whole conversation is, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I always had a problem with that. Like my brother's ex-wife. I knew something was wrong with her. And just anybody, you're in a group conversation and they had no opinion whatsoever, because there is no such thing as a right or wrong. It's an opinion.
You know why? Because my father always talks about this. The average person speaks about 400 words on average, good or well, I should say. And so not having any knowledge a lot of times comes from not reading, not soaking in other information outside of the stuff you already know. And so it makes it difficult, because that was one thing, and I'm not to toot my own horn, because I don't think I'm the sharpest tool in the shed. Sometimes I'm an awful lot. But that was a point of contention for me in a lot of my relationships, is that I would get with men who were just, oh, really? Oh, I didn't know that. Or would take it out on me because I was knowledgeable, or I had an opinion past what the housewives were doing, or, so, and a lot of men will find that intimidating. But I'm like, well, if you would somewhat come up to my level, then you wouldn't be intimidated by me. So have some knowledge, be able to know some things.
Let me add to that. Also, you got some people that are good talkers, and you got some people that are good listeners. To be a good leader, you have to be first a good follower. So to be a good talker, sometimes you have to be a good listener, but you don't listen all the time.
Yeah, because then that to me shows that you're not interested, or you just have no knowledge of what I'm saying.
Right.
And and I think in a good relationship, you should be able to teach each other stuff, because nobody knows everything. There's going to be a lot of stuff I don't know. There's going to be a lot of stuff he doesn't know, but we at least got to be willing to learn. So far we doing good?
So far we're doing good. And
Okay.
I'm going to have to co-sign on that last part. Just because I'm a black person does not mean I know anything about the ghetto. And a lot of people assume,
Right.
hey, and I don't get me wrong, when I talk to guys that were raised in Section 8, whatever, I learn a lot
Right.
from them. But at the same time, I'm trying to say, hey, brother, you can do this or you can do that.
So iron sharpens iron. You're learning from them,
Right.
and then they're learning from you. And just like in your segment the last segment, you were talking about credit. If you don't know about credit, and I do, at least be willing to listen to me.
it.
Don't be like, oh shit, I know everyone time I stop telling me about that, because then I'm gonna be turned off by that.
Right.
I am one of those people who are turned off by people who don't want to learn. Not saying I know everything,
Right.
but at least be willing to take some information, because I'm trying to help you, because ultimately that helps us. All right, so that was number 4.
You can't go too far in this world without credit. Go
Right,
ahead.
okay?
Go ahead.
Go try to get a car.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Unless you got that, money on you, but,
And if you got a certain amount of cash, they're shutting that down too.
Right. And we need you to sign this
Yes.
declaration form of where you got this money from. The street pharmacist you.
Because the average car now is going for $30,000.
Right.
So.
Right. All right. And so 5, and this is not in any particular order, I just wrote them down
Sure.
actually before we got on here, is be able to provide.
What? You expect me to get a job?
Oh shoot! I think we done got too deep.
No. Look.
This is where we tread water.
Yeah,
right here.
no. You want me to provide? Provide what?
You need to be able to provide for one.
Wait, to be a man?
Wait, brother. Because this is. I'm glad you asked that question, because this is a couple of folds up in this little number 5 here. For one, I need you to be able to provide for yourself.
What? My mama doesn't give me everything I need.
Well, then you might need to be with your mama. Okay.
Oh.
You need to be able to provide for yourself, because I'm going to tell y'all, brothers, and this is the series of how to properly love a black woman. There is nothing like, because listen, don't get it effed up in what I'm saying. I'm not saying that we don't take care of our men or help our men.
You're supposed to help, not take care
But
of.
don't come to the table downtrodden and you ain't got nothing. You don't have no car. And I'm not even talking about the quality of car. I just want you to have one.
Right.
Unless you're living in New York or somewhere.
Yeah, you don't need Tokyo. You don't need transportation.
Be able to provide for yourself.
What?
Don't come to the table with nothing.
Well, I've been in the streets all my life. My dad was in prison.
I almost said the D word. I can get penis any damn way. Okay?
There goes your man right there.
Hey, Kylan. You ready to provide? As my dad says when he's speaking about women, or a man and women, he says a man can get,
pee everywhere.
It's
all out
he
here.
can get food. That's true for women too.
Yeah.
That's a trash can, you guys, in case you're wondering. That's true for women too. That is everywhere. I'm not saying it's quality, but be able to provide for yourself. Be able to do some things for yourself. And yes, if you're going to be in a relationship with me to some degree, you got to be able to provide that too.
Provide what?
Provide
A roof over your head?
All that.
Clothes on your back, food in your stomach?
Well, I mean,
Wait. You honestly expect me to be a man? The basics of a man?
I think so, yeah.
Because my mama, all I need is a penis. So that defines me as a man.
Well, now we talking about dealing with a queen. I should have said how to properly love a black queen.
Okay, gotcha.
You dealing with the little girls, little penis will suffice. That's all they really want is,
some experience.
Who was it? Raphael Sadiq and D'Angelo said, a hard D and some bubble gum.
Yes.
That's cool for them. But for a black woman or a black queen, now she gonna need a little bit more than your little thing.
So the basic tenets of being a man, you expect me to provide.
Provide for yourself.
Self as well as you if we're in that situation.
And then if we gonna have some kids, I ain't gonna be
I gotta hold the job?
Brother, maybe you don't have to have a job, but you need to have something. Well, I'm not saying I don't have to work too, but I'm saying at the very basis, because I hate to hear, especially these men nowadays say, well, she got to be paying half. And listen, however you figure it out in your household, because I'll be honest with you, I don't know what it's like. And this is just me being transparent, okay? up until my relationship now,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what that's like to have a man do anything for me financially. I'm just
Okay.
keeping it real with you.
Okay.
And that was a lot me having somewhat of low self-esteem and, thinking I need to provide for this man or do things for this man. I mean, I'm just keeping it real
Right.
with you. And then what I also found out too is in those relationships, when that man cheated, he was cheating with a woman who allowed him to do those things. Who was like he's paying her bills and all that stuff. And so my mom used to always tell me, she says, you can't do everything for a man. You got to let a man be a man and do things for you, because if you don't let him, he going to go do it for somebody else. It might as well be you. Stop thinking your ass is superwoman and, you picking up all the bills and all that other
Isn't
stuff.
that what Wendy Williams is going through?
Well, she got like $70 million.
Yeah,
so,
but her man's taking her money, putting up the side chick.
Yeah, maybe that's what they got arranged. I don't know.
You never know.
You know?
But it's funny that you bring that up, because I told you that story about when I was in the military and I had these young troops that had marital problems, and I'm sitting there trying to counsel them, and which is part of your job. You're babysitting these supposedly grown ass men, and they get married when they're not supposed to be married, because it feels good. And I said, "What's the problem?" And it blew me away. The first thing he said was, well, she was telling me, he's doing this, he's doing that. The woman's going to say her part, right?
Yeah.
Then I said, well, what's the problem to him? Because he's my responsibility. I really don't care about her. I care about her, but I don't care about her.
Right.
I'm not legally obligated to her. He goes, she didn't have her half of the rent. I almost fell out of my chair.
You want to choke him?
Yeah, because I'm thinking, wait a minute. Is this your wife? Yeah, but she got her half of the rent. I said, wait a minute, brother. Wait. Is this your wife? Or is this the side piece? That's my wife. What the hell do you mean? How can you even say out of your mouth?
Which is indicative why they shouldn't have been married in the first place. That's how you was going into your relationship.
That she needs to have, like she's a roommate or something. You're a man.
Well, that's what people argue. That's what I am to you. And listen, I'm not saying that I need to, not do nothing. Because me personally, I've just never been that way. I've worked since I was 14, and I will continue to earn money until I die. So I don't know what that's like to totally just wake up. Oh, I'm taking care of. Oh my God.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about.
Yeah, I don't know what that's like, and so that would never be something I think that I would ever fall into. Just to be honest with you.
Yeah, but it just blew me away that this young man did not know what the tenements of being number one, the basics of being a man. I had to explain it to him. I said, do you realize you're a man? And he was like, huh? Well, yeah, I'm a man. No. Just because you got a penis doesn't mean you're a man.
If you knew he was a man, that means that you're also a provider. You would not be fighting with your wife because she don't have half.
And he's talking about he's one of those like pseudo Christians. I go to church every Sunday. Then you would know Adam's original sin was to work and provide.
Right.
That was his curse.
And that's another thing, too. I'm glad that you brought that up for those of you guys who follow the Bible. It is known that Adam finished the garden. He got all his affairs in order. And then he said, God, I'm paraphrasing, I'm lonely. And God then gave him a mate. He didn't give Adam a mate when his house, the garden was with weeds
and had to be.
Yeah, he had to. So all he needed to do was just bring Eve into the home that was already established. She didn't have to go out there and hold. I'm not talking on the boulevard, but hold the garden. She was already. It was already. Now she messed it up, but that's backwards.
Right.
So. Good point.
The tenements of being a man. That's your basic tenement.
And what is it? Provider, protector, the high priest,
leader,
all of that. So
you can't pick and choose what it is. Either you're all that. Yeah, either you're all that or you're not.
Right, exactly. But that isn't it funny how people want to what they say split baby when it comes to money.
Right.
You know, I love you when you paying all your half of the rent.
and real quick, for those ladies out there that might be on Section 8 or you got a roommate, whatever your situation is, I want you to ask yourself and be honest about this. And by the way, we're on iHeart and Spotify Radio as well as Spreaker. You can also see us on YouTube as well. Be honest about this, ladies. Isn't it funny that when the rent is due, that's when the fights start happening? Have you noticed that like a week before or 2 weeks? And then the minute that you come through and you pay for that rent, he's coming back talking about, okay, I'm good, everything's good like that. That might not be the man for you.
Or what happened was
Right, but monitor that.
My they tripping at the job. They shorted me my hours.
Right.
And trust me.
Right, but
I'm gonna write a book one day.
Right, but I'm serious. I want you women to really monitor that and see your fights always happen when it's close to rent is due.
Well, we're gonna find. I ain't gonna find that out, but all right. And so we got provide out the way. So the list still doable so
still
far.
Doable, at least for me.
So we talking about how to properly love a black woman. I should have said
Black
also
queen.
black queen.
We got into protect a little bit.
Yeah. So 6 on here is protection. You got to be able to protect me. You know what I'm saying? Not just protect me from physical harm, but for anything else. You got to protect me from financial disaster.
Yes.
You got to, protect me mentally, spiritually. Now, I know a lot of that is on me as well, but those things, when I say protect too, that means don't cause me any harm. Don't harm me emotionally by not doing the other things that we just, list. You got to protect me in every way, shape, and form.
So we're at number 6?
Number 6 where it says protect.
So if you don't understand number 6, go back to number 1.
Go back to number, right. We all be sincere. Listen, sister. Ma'am, miss, I'm not going to be able to protect you.
Right.
Because right now I'm getting myself together.
Okay, gotcha.
I'm figuring out who I am.
Gotcha.
Okay. So, right, we got into protection. And then 7 is to be a leader. You're going to have to lead me, brother. I'm going to tell y'all, brothers, right now, if you want to learn how to properly love a black woman, I know we talk a lot. We got a lot to say, but I'm telling y'all from my mouth, I will never lie to you because I ain't got to. Nothing is more of a turn on to a woman than her man leading her. That is so attractive. That'll just get the draw, the shut up,
Can I say something? If it is so attractive to you women, why does everybody give Ike Turner such a bad name?
Okay, goddammit. I ain't talking about no pop in the eye and, choking out. And I ain't talking about that kind of
He led her to millions.
I ain't talking about, well, you can snatch my ponytail in a different way.
Yeah, she's an icon now thanks to that man.
Nah. I'm saying be able to lead me, take me somewhere, brother. Tell me what we doing.
Right.
Baby, this is what's going on. Is that cool with you? Yeah, brother. Yeah, baby.
Take charge of the situation if it's a altercation in regards to.
I like, because for black women especially, and I'm a black woman, so I think I'm an authority on that. We are used to being the leaders, and a lot of times it's not by choice. Gotcha. A lot of times we are the leader because we just, got with the wrong man for whatever reason. And so we are now the head of the household. We're taking care of the children. And so I'm telling y'all, I know there's a lot of women out the time I'm strong and independent.
That's bullshit. I could still whip your ass, and even when I was 114 pounds.
But we ain't necessarily talking about physically, unless we're talking about in the bedroom.
No, even mentally.
But we want a man to lead with that. We want a man to help take some of that stress and burden off of our minds and our decision making. We don't always want. I'm speaking for me. I don't always like to make the decision.
Well, I'm going to say this: our generation, we are the last generation that emulates our parents. The generation before us, we're the last ones that do that. These younger girls have been indoctrinated to believe that they don't need a man for anything. So it's kind of hard to lead when they actually believe that they don't need no damn man.
Well. It's just sometimes you gotta, and that's another thing too, brothers. I want to say to y'all. Let me make that my number 10.
Okay.
And I'm gonna move it up on the list. Okay. Y'all got to do some goddamn work.
Yes.
Y'all acting like it's got to be so simple. Oh, I should just be able to put my Rico Suave on this sister, and the panties gonna fall, and she ain't gonna talk to me, this, that, and the other. You got to do some work. You got to do it. Listen. You got to do all these things because, especially a woman is on her game. She's not just going to let you win.
Well, I'm going to say this.
Just because you talk so good.
I'm going to say this. And this is another thing being taught by a queen. Mama, mama, you're the queen of my heart. My mother always, and the thing about my mom, she always talked in these what do you say, antidotes or
like riddles?
Yeah, riddles. She always talked in a riddle. Mm-hmm. And she, like, one of her riddles was, if they give it away, what's wrong with it?
Things that make you go,
And she said, like, if a girl doesn't, not fight you, but, like, make you work for it, then if you're not working for it, guess who else is not working for
What
it?
does my dad always say? A woman who won't impose no demands upon her man ain't worth her weight. A woman worth her weight. Mm-hmm. Listen, that ain't to say she don't like you or she ain't feeling you or hell even want to sleep with you. But a woman is worth her weight in those shoes. She is. She gonna test you.
Yes.
She gonna make you prove yourself to her. And why? And see, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Not you.
Right.
But these black men who cry so much about these black women, y'all want her to just drop her drawers because you just walked up into the room.
Right.
No, brother, you gonna have to show me something. That don't mean I don't like you. Don't think I'm giving you a hard time because I'm just being a young. I'm giving you what you perceive a hard time is because I want to make sure you're worthy of coming and disrupting what I have going on. Because for me, when I was single for 3 years, that was one thing I was not going to let no lackluster buster do is come in my life and undo what I worked so hard to fix. Because I had to fix me. And I was more certain than anything in my life at that time that any old body was coming and disrupting what I had going on. And so, brothers, y'all going to have to work for it.
You know, I used to tell these young guys, when you know guys talk, like, oh, I get me a white girl. They're easy. I used to tell them, I said, a sister will do all of those things too. You know?
I mean, just like, I know you don't have no girls, but you got nieces.
I got nieces.
Would you want to have a conversation with them and say, oh, uncle, I just met a man last week and he moved into my house?
I just drop her right there.
Or would you want to say, uncle, I met a man and, we courting. I'm filling him out. Yeah, I just gave my number. We going out to dinner. I'm filling him out. You would rather hear her say that, right?
I would rather hear her say that. And I would also rather hear her say, I'm bringing him by for you to check him out.
Exactly. But men nowadays don't want to do that. Y'all want the path of least resistance into her life.
And women, you got to ask yourself, when a man does not want to be around the men in your family, that tells you a lot right there. That tells you a lot right there. Because I remember when I was in high school, I met this girl at the other school. And she was like, well, you got to come see my dad. And me being who I am, I was like, sure, no problem.
Your dad would be lucky.
I went over there. No, seriously, no fear, whatever. Met him. How you doing? He sat me down. He said, well, you guys are, I'm saying, you want to date my daughter? I said, yes, sir. We're hanging out. I said, I don't want to be disrespectful, but, we're.
Right. And
he was like, okay. And he told me one thing.
Don't touch the drawers.
He said, I don't want her touched. He said, as long as you do that, I don't have a problem with you.
Did you obey?
I sure did.
Go good.
I sure did.
Well, I mean, but there you have it. Y'all gonna have to do some work to properly love a black woman because we want to see if you're worthy, plain and simple. Okay,
absolutely.
Is that too hard so far? We good.
I'm good.
Nothing
with
on
it.
this list that make you want to say, let me go on and get with a Becky.
That is one thing. Like I said, that list right there. It's the same list my mom gave me and my brother.
Okay, and I just came up with. You saw me write this down on the fly before I got here. Okay, now 8. I think it's a given. You got to be loving.
Yeah.
I want you now. Listen, I know men aren't usually like the nurturing type.
Sure,
but you at least want to know you love me.
Yeah, and you can't be angry all the damn time.
Yeah. I want you to, speak nicely to me and sweetly to me. Hey, baby, I love you. And obviously, it's more actions than words, but I want you to be able to love me. I don't want it to just be hardcore everything. Yeah,
damn, man. I knew you were going to take a couple of days off, I would have came into the hospital and picked you up.
Right, you know what I'm saying? Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Shit. You got to let a nigga know.
Yeah. Right. I know it's been since the wedding. Like I told you I loved you and, the kids is all grown up out the house. But I want you to be loving. I want you to,
and you know
I want to know that.
And you know what? It's not hard to be loving. It really isn't.
It's not, and I know a lot of people get sick to their stomach with me and Al's Man Crush Mondays and Women Crush Wednesdays.
That's good. I'm kind of envious of that.
But I know he loves me now. I know that it takes more than a post on Facebook to say I love you. But in that regards, he's not afraid to tell everybody else that,
Exactly. And it doesn't mean he's weak.
And that's another thing, too, I probably should have added on here. But I put that with loving is profess. Profess your love to your woman. Now, because that does a couple of things. That lets the woman know you love her, and that lets everybody else know you love her. She's mine. Stay away from her. That does wonders for a woman. Especially black women, because we do go through so much. It is so nice. I'm telling you, I haven't had that relationship probably ever, other than my father. Yeah. To be with a man who's like, shit, I ain't scared to tell people I love you. Ain't no secret here, shit. None of that stuff. So, loving
I'm with
and
you on that.
Profess. All right,
we
good?
You on that. Yep.
All right. Now, and then 9, we got to throw the physical in there.
Hey, work with what you got.
Right. They say it's the ocean of emotion, the what feeling, the feeling of the.
Yeah, if she loves you, she's gonna work with what you got, and you should give it your all to make it work.
I'm gonna just leave that alone personally because I don't personally abide by that.
Right, I got you. But look, but
to each his own.
Yes, but ain't I always honest?
Yeah.
Look, I always tell Amanda, I only need 15 minutes.
Right, and then she can take it or leave it.
That's it. That's it. 15 minutes. I'm a tiger.
Right. Well, physically, now listen, I'm not saying you got to be built like who's a nice body out there. I don't know. Hell, I only see my man's body.
Tyson or somebody.
Yeah, whoever. But I'm not saying you got to be Mr. Olympian. But take care of yourself.
Yeah.
And of course, listen, men. I'm not the things that I'm saying about you. Obviously, I'm saying the woman has to do too. But right now, I'm telling y'all how to properly love a black woman / queen. Okay. Take care of yourself physically because now, especially black men are dropping like flies. Y'all dropping in your late 30s and
so
your
are
40s.
women. Kim Porter. Mm-hmm.
Dropping like flies, okay? And so physically, take care of yourself by the things that you eat, the things that, you exercise and stuff. And then let's be honest. I don't want you popping blue pills and you in your 40s.
Yeah, you're 40 years old and you got a rock hard for 3 hours. Who wants that?
Right, like get your ass up off me.
And let me add to that real quick too, for the brothers. And people say, "Oh, he's just soft." No, I'm just being serious. You don't treat your queen and degrade her physically. I mean, if that's what you do, that's what you do. But what I'm saying is,
into that, right.
But don't degrade her because you saw a movie and you wanted to try. You know what I mean?
You saw Debbie Does Dallas.
Yeah,
again.
Right. I mean, physically, the physical manifestation of your love is a physical act.
Right.
And if you love your queen and stuff, you're not going to be doing all these vile things to her.
Yeah.
Unless she's into it.
Right. But I totally agree with that because, like I said before, me and Al got together. There was men here and there. Not that I've ever, entertained, but I can ascertain they just wanted to have, it was a physical thing for them.
Right.
Of course they say, "Oh, girl, I want to be with you." Nah, because your conversation is really more about sex. And you could tell they wanted to snatch your ball and ram stuff down your throat. And it's like,
it's just, it seems more of a
like, you don't want to know me first, God, to see if I'm even into that.
Yeah, because physically, if you love this woman like you claim you do, go back to number one, be honest. You should let her know that ahead of time. And then if that doesn't work out, go to
hell. No,
yeah.
Go to hell.
Go to number 2 and be consistent, because if you love this woman, you're not going to do anything to hurt her physically.
Right. And that's another thing too. I'm glad you brought that up because you do hear a lot of comparisons with black women and white women sexually. Oh, white woman to let you do this and stick it here and there, and she's a 3-holer and all of and black women don't want to do this. And like, okay,
that bullshit. I know a lot of black women that into that stuff.
I'm just saying, but if y'all talking about, doing some heinous stuff to her, most women probably ain't really into that.
Right.
Like, I want to survive this encounter.
And a queen would not let herself be subjected to just by any old body.
And then, talking about women, black women aren't as sexually free.
That's not true.
Listen, because I tell you I don't want another woman in the bedroom with me, that don't mean I'm not free. It just means that I'm not willing to share you with another woman. And if you want to do that, I suggest you take that woman who you was thinking about getting in the bed with me with and go find another woman to do it, because I'm going to cut you clean off.
Right. And physically also doesn't mean marking your brand on her and insisting that she puts a tattoo with your name on her.
Well, you don't have to insist that she wants to do that.
Right. She'll do it on her own accord.
Hint.
Right.
She'll do
it on her own accord.
She'll do it on her own. But so physically, are we clear? So far we doing good, all right? And this is how to properly love a black woman / queen, okay? And so I'm done with my list. I think
what was number 10? Wait, you moved number 10?
I moved number 10.
Right.
To you got to do the work.
Got to do the work.
Don't just think you just gonna shimmy on in because you got the latest shoes on and you smell good and you got your silver tongue going. And
let me add this for number 10, since number 10 is kind of an open thing. If you love especially men, we all profess how much we love our mama. If you love your mama so much, think about if a man other than your father even your father, would treat your mother in a disrespectful way.
Right. Or for those of y'all who have daughters, wouldn't you want your daughter to battery test? Is that how you say it? To give the man a test of seeing if he's sincere, consistent, loyal, knowledgeable. He's a provider. He can protect her, leader, loving, physically fit to some degree, and all that other stuff. And he's willing to do the work. Wouldn't you want your daughter to come home and say, Dad, here's my list. If Johnny's going to get with me, he needs to be able to do these things.
Yes.
Of course. And like you said, you would want your mama to do the same thing. So then, for those men who always like to take black women to task about you ain't this and that, why would you expect to do that to somebody else's mama or daughter?
Exactly.
You know, do what you want done unto you. I mean, and I'm sorry. I don't think you should ever think that much of yourself to where you should just be able to tell somebody something, a woman, and then she just, oh, okay. No, but I want to see if you really about that life. I want to see if you really measure up.
And here's my thing, as we start to go into closing. Marriage. If you love this woman so much, you've given this woman 3 children. And I hear this from a lot of men all the time. Well, the timing ain't right. It ain't right.
But y'all got 3 kids.
You got 3 kids.
One
you
get
live
ready to
together.
graduate high school.
Right. You live together, whatever. The timing. Women, please. If that man is not going to put a ring on your finger after 3 children, really after the first one, it's time to go.
Yeah.
Because he's not treating you like a queen.
And that was kind of telling them the show that we did on Sunday that we never really got around to. How much time we got?
We got 4 minutes.
Okay. And so, you're right. It's just, and when we label it the main thing or the play thing, are you a main thing where the man felt you worthy enough to make you his woman? He put a ring on it. He didn't make you wait a copious amount of years. And then, just played around with you. And like you said, you have all these kids with the dude, and all of a sudden, it usually because he washed up.
Right.
He done played the field and did all the dirt he want to do. Now he want to make you an honest woman. No, I mean, I'm just saying from a woman's point of view, a man should know that he wants to be with you fairly early on.
Ladies, don't let these men waste your good years. And your good years are from the time that you are 18, be honest, 15 till about, 53?
Unless you're drinking this juice.
Right.
And for those of you guys who want to know what it is, it's carrot, orange, turmeric, ginger, and mango juice. So
yeah,
but you're right. Don't allow a man, and I know men, the opposite is true for women, but women, don't allow a man to waste your time. We've seen that with Kim Porter, R.I.P., this Kim Belichick, and we see it a lot with people we know who are we engaged for 10 years.
Right. I mean, and those years are gone. I mean, and once those, especially men, we can have sex up until we're old. And you women, you guys have a clock. It's got to stop off. And I hear so many of our friends and people talk about, I wasted all that time with this fool. Yeah.
Or I ain't ready yet. I got to get her this such and such type of ring. I don't think she really with you because of the ring. I think she with you because she want to be with you. You're making excuses, brother. But I also saw a meme, not to cut you off.
No.
It was funny to me, but it was very true. It was a meme of some brothers on there talking to this other brother saying, man, why don't you move aside so some real ones can get at her? Because you wasting your time.
Yeah, you're playing around.
Let some real ones try to get at her and see if, we can do a better job. Right now, you holding up a good ass woman behind being indecisive.
Exactly. And, and we know relationships don't work out, whatever. But lady, you guys are smart enough to know. This is about men. Dudes, you guys are smart enough to know sometimes all that booty shaking and stuff. I have yet to see, at least in my circle of friends, a guy wife up somebody that's in a strip club. It just doesn't happen. I
mean, and all that booty shaking, as Farrakhan said, a woman can shake her behind, but she can't shake no eggs in the pan.
Right. The holiday just passed. How many of those little playthings made a dish to take to your aunt's get together?
Speaking of making a dish, not that I'm down to the play thing, I made this brother a peach cobbler.
Yes, she did.
From scratch.
Yes, she did. And I'm gonna get into that a little bit later. But I think that's very important as we're going into the new year, so we can change the image of our black women. If you're going to be a queen, please act like a queen. And I do believe you guys are queens. But the ones that are, it's that 10% that's dragging the rest of you guys down.
And black men, if you really want a black woman, here's the list on how to properly love one and to be with one.
Exactly. So don't forget Demetra K on Sundays, 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That's the Demetra K Show. She is on Facebook Live, and there's a lot of people there. You can chime in and actually say something to Demetra other than cursing her out. Anything coming up in the week?
I don't know. We never know if something always popping off, so we'll see.
Absolutely. And don't forget, you can see Demetra on YouTube. Go to Demetra K, and you see all her videos and this show. We'll see you guys again next week.